Your warm-up for Wednesday, we're gonna start with a wall sit shoulder opener, shoulder raise for 40 seconds, and then onto 10 pillar to plank, 10 tuck up, 10 plank to rotation, 10 dead bugs, and 2 wall walks. We're gonna do that at least twice, ideally 3 times. Let's take a look at it. Your warm-up begins with 40 seconds of a wall sit shoulder raise. This is what that looks like. You're gonna find a wall, something you can push against. The wall sit, we're gonna sink down to about parallel. So looking for knees 90 degrees. Set up, I want your entire back against the wall. No space between your lower back, upper back also pressing into the wall. This is really important. Hands shoulder width apart, maintaining that back connection. Hands stay shoulder width apart. Raise your hands as high as you can until you start feeling that little bit of disconnect from the wall. That's the top of your shoulder raise. If you can get thumbs to the wall, great. If you get here and you start breaking, come back down, reset that connection, slowly moving, opening that shoulder angle, up and down for 40 seconds. Your warm-up continues 10 pillar to planks. Pillar is also a plank on your forearms. So I'll come on down, forearms on the ground, middle fingers pointing straight ahead. Find that strong locked out plank position, one arm at a time. Raise up, still locked out, back to the ground, hips stay open, squeeze your butt. Up and down is 1, we're gonna get 10. Next part of your warm-up, 10 tuck-ups. Staying on the ground. The start of a tuck up, if you can, ideally is in extended hollow position. Lower back pressing into the ground, feet about a foot off the ground, arms at your side, pull up to this tight coccyx balance, and back down. Up and down. If this is too hard, you can absolutely turn into sit-ups, soles of your feet touching each other, shoulders touch the ground, all the way back up. Up and down 10 times. The third movement of this warm-up is a plank to rotation. I'm going to show you 2 versions of this. First one, starting in a strong plank on your hands, you're going to extend up and rotate as much as you're able back to the ground. If that's relatively easy, same starting position. As you rotate up, you let that outside foot come up too. Big reach to a star. Back to a rotation. 5 each direction for 10 altogether. Next part of this warm-up, 10 dead bugs. Back on the ground. Set up knees at 90 degrees. No space at all between your lower back. Tilt those hips up, pressing your belly button down through the ground. Arms reach up, never losing that connection with the ground. Extend opposite limbs only as far as you can until your back starts coming off the ground. Back to neutral. The other side, slow and controlled wins the day here. Do not do these quickly. 10 dead bugs. Last movement of this warm-up is 2 wall walks. If you have a space, you can do this safely. A strong wall, space around you. It'll look like this. Starts at the top of a push-up. Big step up a wall. Body stays long and straight. As close as you're comfortable to the wall. Pause for a moment. Control yourself back down. If you don't have a wall, you can do this, or you don't feel comfortable. A version with a chair or couch or some piece of furniture. Feet up, walk as close as you're comfortable to the object. Right back down to that plank. Either way will do 2. Your Metcon for Wednesday is a 19-minute AMRAP, that is as many rounds and reps as possible in 19 minutes. Starts with 5 wall walks, then we have 20 book lateral raises into 30 book strict presses, 20 burpees over a book, and 30 V-ups. Let's take a look at it. Looking at your Metcon 19-minute AMRAP, that's as many rounds and reps as possible, starts with 5 wall walks. Just like we did in the warm-up, so I'm not going to demonstrate it again, but 5 is a lot. take your time here. You always must be safe and under control. If you start getting in a situation where your shoulders are shaky, you're not really sure, either limit how high you're going up the wall or come down to that chair, couch-based, toe-supported walk in, walk out from a plank. Far better. We're gonna get 5. After that, you need your books. Today we are using Anathem. I don't know if it's Anathem or Anathem. Don't write in. By Neil Stevenson, and The Great Bridge by David McCullough, chosen because they're about the same weight. 20 lateral book raises. So we're gonna hold the books just barely in front of you with straight arms, reach out, come up to 90 degrees, right back down again. Small thing, as you reach out, think about rotating your thumbs to the ceiling. So in, out, out. We are getting as many as possible. Try not to use your knees or hips here. As you get tired, you may find the urge to sort of bounce it out. We shouldn't be using anything so heavy you need to do that. Nice and strong, relatively strict movements are gonna make even fairly light weights turn this into a real shoulder burner. So 20 lateral raises into 30 strict presses. Books, tap your shoulder, lock out overhead. To your shoulder, all the way overhead. Make sure at the top we have your ear in line with your arms. Keep those ribs tucked. All the way overhead. Bonus cat, 30 book strict presses. Fourth movement, pardon me, of this AMRAP is 20 burpees over a book. Now you may do this laterally, or you can do a book-facing burpee, as it were, whatever you prefer. Just because of the way I have my camera set up here, I'm gonna do a book-facing burpee. So, books on the ground, you can use 1 or 2. Bonus cat, if you jump over the cat, he's gonna get really scared. Come down to the ground, hop up, 2-foot jump, 2-foot landing over those books. Now again, if you have the room, you can absolutely do this sideways to the books. Jump over, so just a little lateral jump. So I would do a burpee here, but my camera setup doesn't really let me show you. Jump over here, right to the ground for a burpee. Back and forth, every jump is the completion of that burpee. We're gonna get 20. Last movement of this Metcon, 30 V-ups. So as written, a V-up starts in a hollow position, no space between the ground and your lower back, feet together, arms cover your ears, tap your toes to the ground. Tap your toes to the ground. If that is too hard, totally reasonable. Hollow, let's turn it into tuck-ups. We could even turn it into sit-ups, shoulders touch the ground, all the way back up. 30 is a lot on purpose. Use of movement, you can consistently keep moving through. 19 minutes is a long time. We're gonna go round and round for 19 minutes. Enjoy. Your finisher today is 2 isometric holds. We're gonna start with a book iron cross, maximum time at 90 degrees, short rest, and then 4 sets of 1 arm, 1 leg planks. We're gonna hold 10 seconds, rest 5 seconds, another 10 seconds, so that's 10 on your left side, rest 5, 10 on your right side, rest 5, 4 times through. Your finisher today is in 2 pieces. Starts with an iron cross hold with your books. Same thing you were using for the Metcon ideally. We're looking to raise up, straight arms, right around 90 degrees, and hang out. We're going for max time. Now obviously, the heavier a thing is, the harder this is gonna be. I would like something you can get at least 30 seconds in. This may end up being several minutes. You may be surprised at your endurance. I would suggest thumbs slightly pointed up. Think pulling those shoulder blades together, keep breathing, find your happy place. If you're doing this alone, and it's possible, do this in front of a mirror, turn your phone's camera on so you can see what you're doing. We wanna stay at 90 degrees. If you start dropping a couple degrees and you can fix it, that's great. As soon as you're kind of down here and unable to really finish it again, you're done. This may well be several minutes of holding. Hang tight, find your happy place, enjoy. After you fail your iron cross, we're gonna rest for 1 minute and go into the second part of this finisher. 1 arm, 1 leg planks. I'll show this in 2 versions. If you want to start in a pillar, plank on your forearms, and we're gonna extend opposite limbs. So I'll raise my right arm and left leg, hold for 10 seconds. You'll get a 5-second rest between, and then do the other side. Other version, straight legs, same idea, extend opposite limbs, and back. This is much more challenging than it reads and perhaps than it looks. We're gonna do it 4 times through. Have fun.